Hey, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road, ride till I can't no more. So, guys, today I'm talking about horses, just for a little bit. So, the topic today is about how I got started in sports betting. And you guessed it, it started with horses. I don't know if you guys play the horses, but I actually don't. But somebody introduced me to them a long time ago when I was just a wee boy, taking me to the tracks. And, yes, I enjoyed going there because there's horses and you get to watch them run. So that was actually very fun. But as time went on, I actually never bet on the horses. I was like, I did not understand it. But it was just an enjoyment to watch. So, that was my introduction to sports betting, and you know, that was when I was just a boy, right? And so, moving forward from there, and that person was my dad who took me to the tracks, took my brother there, and him and my uncle, they took my cousin also. So we had fun just hanging out at the horse tracks while they were doing their thing, right? So it was fun times. But that's not actually how I got into sports betting, but that was my first introduction to it. When I think I was in high school, so that's kind of where a lot of people get their first introduction to it. So I met a local guy, those local guys that take your bets, and back then there was no internet, so you had to make phone calls to get the lines. And they would tell you the lines. I don't know if you guys recall that stuff, but yeah, you would get your lines. And I remember just writing them down, and then looking them over, and then making picks that way. But I played with that local guy for a little bit. But my dad, he knew that I had a local guy, so of course, since he was into it himself, but he never had a local guy. He always went to Vegas, and that was the only time that he was really able to do it. And once that there's a local guy, he wanted to play as well. So I said, all right, let's play. And he's been around it. He plays it way more than me, and he watches the sport. If you guys recall that, I never really watched the sports. I really was just doing it to fit in, and just so that I can get entertained by the sports, because sports wasn't really my thing, right? But the numbers just really entertained me, as far as trying to guess who's going to win and looking at stats. So that kind of stuff was interesting to me. But, when my dad got an account, he would ask me for the lines, as I would get it for him. And he would tell me what he wants, and everything he wants. And, when he was playing for a while, and then all of a sudden, all I noticed from him, I started noticing his pattern, and I was like, whoa, damn, everything is a max bet, and like at least three team parlays. And I was like, what the hell? And those kind of things were kind of new to me. And they that what I was learning from people was just doing straight bets. I was on the forums and stuff like that, and it was always about straight bets. Don't do those sucker parlays. But I would see my dad's plays, and they would just go in, and all of a sudden he hits a 3-team parlay, and then within the same like hour another 3-team parlay, and this was like in baseball, so it was like, whoa, what the hell? He just made a ton of money right now. And so that was like really, really interesting to me. And but the one thing that he had was like really amazing 1 weeks, right? But then multiple like losing weeks. And if you've ever had a local guy, or you know how it goes, you there's no limit to how much you can win, but with a local guy, you only have so much credit, so there is a limit to how much you lose. So he would max out that credit line every week, and it could be like 4 weeks, 5 weeks go by, and then that 6 week, boom, he'll blow it out, like make up all those 5 weeks, and then some. And it's like, dang, he totally just reset all his losses, and it was pretty crazy. But that wasn't the case for me. Mine would be, you know up this week, down this week, up this week, down this week. And it just was an up and down roller coaster for me, like week to week. If people play different ways, and those were the things that I was noticing. But once I told him about the guy, the local guy, he told his buddy, and what I noticed from his buddy, was that he was the total opposite. He he was constantly winning, but his winnings were just very small. But and he would play straight bets, and that was what I was trying to do. But I was always up and down. But one thing that I did notice, though, when my dad would play, was that the weeks that he would lose, it's like he always paid up. But the week that he would win, it's like he would tell me, just hold on to it. So it's like he never took it back, you know what I mean? Because it's like he knows he's going to play next week, and so it's like, all right, just use that to see whatever happens the following week. But there's times when he would collect, and so those made those big winnings really, really good. But because of that, just not really collecting and always just kind of paying up, I kind of looked at it and I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, why is it that he wouldn't collect, right? Like, was he doing it for entertainment purposes, or was he looking to really win? Because he was never really taking the money back, and so it got me thinking, like, why do you play? Why do we play? Do you play for entertainment purposes, or are you really playing to win? And that's what some of these handicappers say, like, are you playing for pleasure, or are you trying to make this a real business? Are you trying to make real money out of this? Are you trying to do this professionally? And when you make that decision, that's when things can change for you. And so, I was really trying to figure that out for myself. And for me, I started as just trying to have some fun, but the fun, is always sucks when you lose. So, I didn't just want fun. I really wanted to really win, and figure out how I can, make it for real. And so that's what led me on my journey and my path into this industry, right? I was really trying to find a way to get winning picks, and that's what my true goal was, right? And so, over time I've actually lost a lot of money in the books, and because I'm trying to figure out this and learn that, trying different strategies. But like, I finally, there came a point when I finally figured it out, how to actually win. And you know what? Winning's not it's not based on really the sports that you watch, the games that you watch. If you're only betting the games that you want to watch, then that you're definitely betting for entertainment, and you're not necessarily trying to make it serious. And so, once you realize that, hey, you know what, I need to look at some things that are good wins and not necessarily good entertainment value. So, and I figured that out, and I learned, and now, I mentioned it to you guys that once you finally learn, you will get cut off, and that's the case for me. So, now I'm actually not playing. I tried. I tried to get new books, but it's just not the case. And so, I'm not gonna play if I'm not gonna play for entertainment now. I play to win. So if I can't get down, I'm not in the right state either. I'm in California, so it's not legal here yet. So, I'd have to drive to Vegas to play. But yes, when I'm in Vegas, I do play. So, so since I don't play, I'm not really playing anymore. I actually play just on Picking Duck, because that's a way that I can get my entertainment, because you never lose, and there's just only the upside. So, that's how my sports betting started. That was the journey of, sports betting. That's how I got into it. And, that's when I realized that, am I playing for fun or for real, for serious business? And so I was trying to make it serious business. And so that's why I'm here today. So, if whatever you guys are doing, if you're playing for fun, keep learning, and you can practice on Picking Duck, because you're not putting in real money. If you're serious about trying to win, you really got to figure that out. And we're putting together a program to actually teach that, to actually teach methods for you guys to actually win, instead of making this just for fun, right? So keep in touch, keep watching these videos, and I'll be sharing that program with you guys pretty soon. All right, have a good day.